refer to the 5th grade as my senior year. You might be a redneck.
Y'all get close, get.
Caitlin, back at it again with the chickens.
Let it spin on her. That's what I'm talking about, Hannah. Hold that big old fish.
Beauty fades.
Dumb as forever.
Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing, entertaining, delightful, great disciple content.
Tell me where the freak's at.
Hold up. Hey.
Suing a former tenant for rent and damage to her mobile home. Defendant Morgan Dunn says she gave notice and left the property in perfect condition. Now it's Joe time.
Ms. Radovic, you're suing a former tenant, Miss Dunn.
Yes.
Also an employee, I would take it. You say that you rented to her and her family, including her husband, one trailer home, and you want rents and reimbursement for repair and cleaning.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say, ma'am, in defense, that the plaintiff is being very misleading about the cost of the rent, and you don't want any money for that, and also the property was left in a perfectly adequate condition, according to your assertions. All right? You first, please, Ms. Radovic.
I met Morgan way back in probably June or July of 2008 when she first became employed into my father's employment. She had came to me through another person saying that she was looking...
a bartender.
She became a bartender, yes.
Okay.
She was saying that they were looking for a place to rent, and I said, it's like a mobile home for rent. It's $1,300 a month plus utilities. The utilities are included in the space rent, so if she went over $800 in that portion of it, whatever was over was her gas and electric, but everything else was included, water and trash and sewer and cable TV, that was all included. So she would know every month.
I was actually under the understanding that it was all together going to be $1,300.
I gave her a piece of paper, which you have, Your Honor, stated right from the very beginning, 2008. She has that piece of paper showing right where the extra would be if she went over $800, that she would have to pay the difference. And she's never complained for the 3 years that she lived there, so she knew what the rent was right off the bat. Otherwise, she would have said something 3 years prior ago. Pretty much a year and a half, she was making her rent on time. Her husband was never employed, to my knowledge. He stayed home all day long watching the kids, which ran the air conditioner 24/7, and that's where she got in a lot of her problems.
Because it was a rink-a-dink air conditioner that never
it's my
cooled down.
turn, excuse me.
Hold on.
You're
That's
not
your
the plaintiff. Right, okay.
You can sweat, but if you want to stay cool,
they had the choice
then
to
if
run
you
it.
have
I don't
excess
have
usage,
to pay for
stop
her
talking
air.
to. If you have excess usage, there you go. Plus, you know, you want to keep a house husband at home.
Right, exactly. So, February of 2011, they were only $432 behind because she had got caught up with her tax refund money. From February of 2011, you'll see on the yellow grid sheet of the Excel program, that's where she had stopped paying me. She didn't pay the remainder of February, March, April, or May. So when I called her in May saying, you haven't paid me in 3 months. I need something. Please respond. I sent her numerous text messages. She didn't respond. Finally, on the 22nd, I said, look, the mobile home's going to give you a 3-day notice. I need to hear back from you. She texted me back and said, oh, we moved out on the 10th. I'm not paying you anything past the 10th. To my knowledge, she could have lived there all the way till the 21st.
Well,
I
it
don't
make
know.
a difference if there's no. Once you stay there past the expiration of the move-out date, then you're obligated for the next month's rent.
Then we went inside of it, and I submitted the pictures to you. There was so much dirt and grime. The ceiling fans were disgusting.
Oh, it's disgraceful.
It is disgusting. No. I submitted pictures, so you... Pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Person in the whole entire world. I'm OCD about my house.
Okay,
There's no way it's that dirty.
Yeah, we'll see what the pictures show. Numerous
when did you take the pictures? How long after I moved out?
The day after you moved out. All of the drywall on all of the walls were broken. There were holes in the closet door. All the closet doors were off the hinges.
Was somebody a chain smoker there?
They were smokers. I had asked them not to smoke in before they moved in. I said, please don't smoke. It makes everything
You
smell.
had a professional cleaning service. I'll give them a little shout out, Marlene's Cleaning Service.
Yeah, there were...
They continuously note through this whole thing the smoke odor.
Correct. I also feel...
Now, hold on. You got it adequately dealt with on what you submitted. Now, you have the floor.
First, when my friend was living in her place before we were, she said, I'm moving out, and if you guys want to move in there, I'm sure Lizette wouldn't have a problem with it. Lizette came to me. She said, I can't afford it. I need somebody in there. Would you guys like to move in? I thought about it, thought $1,300 for utilities, everything included, sounded like a pretty good deal. And so we moved in. We lived there for 2 years. She serviced the air conditioner one time when we first moved in because we had told her that it wasn't running around. It was a little rinky-dink thing trying to cool down the whole house. So the air conditioner in the summertime, we would be paying the utilities, the space rent, and her mortgage, and it would come up to $1,800.
As everybody in the whole world needs to pay their electricity bill.
Exactly, but that was misleading.
Don't interrupt. Yes, but you see, when you do these things, and it's noted in your lease that if it goes over a certain amount, then you're going to have to cover that. It's no longer included.
I don't have a lease.
In the utilities. Now,
is there a lease that I signed? Is there a signature on it?
She didn't sign it, but she knows I gave it to her.
But when you move in and you pay the rent, what winds up happening is you have periodic tenancy, which is on a month-to-month basis. When there is an assessment for utilities, and that's covered in the general rent, then even if it's not in writing per se, you take that subject to the general conditions that go along with acquiring a leasehold.
Okay.
This is a situation where somebody is telling you that the rent is inclusive.
Right.
But not all inclusive because there's a limit. Now, are you aware of the economic realities that people have to deal with to pay a mortgage and other things and operate in this world and run a business?
Yeah.
Well, now, it would be rather unrealistic to say that, okay, I'm going to charge this person, what was it, $1,300 a month for this?
Mm-hmm.
But this person's got a stay-at-home husband who I've personally observed there all day long running the air conditioning continuously 24/7, and we get a utility bill that's being generated that in total comes out to more than half the bloody doggone rent. So I'm not thinking about renting this property to anyone with a $800-something a month utility bill for $1,300.
I had never had that high of an electricity bill ever in any of the places I've ever lived.
I'm not saying he did.
It's
He's just making an example.
I'm giving you an example.
I know,
so
I
you understand what the problem is. Now, you say the utility bill is running $400.
Well, it's a little tiny air conditioner. She never once changed the filter. She never had it serviced.
Doors closed
Doors
if
were
you're going to
closed.
run the air conditioning instead of languishing on the front step with nothing to do but look around and see what's going on while he's not working.
Windows and doors
is being
were all
a house husband with the door wide open and the air conditioning running.
No, we don't leave our doors and
You
windows
weren't
open
home.
with
You
the
were
air
working.
conditioner.
Your house husband was at home.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff in this case says she agreed to rent her trailer to a former friend. She says the defendant left the place in such a shambles, it cost her a fortune to repair. Let's get back to the case.
You don't do something that leaves a place so filthy that it takes $1,570 of professional cleaning fees. There were holes that had to be puttied, filled, sanded down. Damage to the wall corners that had to be puttied, sanded, and dressed.
Those were all there.
Blinds were broken, had to be disassembled and put back together. Blinds had to be rehung because some of them were falling off. The walls just didn't have ordinary wear and tear on the paint. There were smears and markings all over the bloody walls. Repeated scrubbing to get rid of the nicotine odor. Closet doors in the master bedroom area had to be repaired. Again, somebody had wrecked the blinds. Smoke stains on the blinds that had to be removed. It just goes on and on. Master bathroom. And
It wasn't like that when I moved out, sir.
I got a before. What happened there?
When we moved in, they were up on the windowsill.
No, they're not.
And
We
they were
got a
already
dated
broken.
before picture. How does this happen?
It wasn't like that when I left.
5- and 9-year-old children playing around unsupervised because house husbands out front drinking beer and smoking.
No,
With
not
the
even close.
door wide open on the trailer and the air conditioning running out in the desert.
No, not even close.
You weren't there. How do you know? You went over the jurisdictional limit. Wow.
I went way, and there was still a lot more, but I knew I was already
yeah.
over the limit.
$5,000 in your cost.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Brown.
This courtroom is now in recess. Well, that air conditioner may be tiny, but the bills for the outstanding rent and damages sure isn't, and the defendant